right. Shalom, shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Before I get started, I'm going to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rechak Wadash, double honors to my apostles and my elders, the great millstone who lead you to rule well. Love and honor to my fellow Akim, pushing the word, the truth, faith, and sincerity across the four corners. Shalom, peace and blessings to the sincere listeners and the sincere subscribers of the men doctrine, the great millstone. This is the brother Yedai from Atlanta, coming with a quick lesson through the Spirit. And I'm going to speak on briefly a portion of the interview between Katt Williams and Joe Rogan on one of his latest podcasts, in which I didn't watch the entire interview. It's almost long, and really, this is kind of one of the things that um I kind of wanted to keep a little eye on, throughout the course of the year with Katt Williams. Man, Katt Williams is a character that it appears that he's in play. I'll just put it that way. As far as it would not surprise me at all if if he's being used for a particular, for reasons unknown. Let's put it that way. But the one thing I wanted to speak on was the fact that Katt Williams and Joe Rogan actually mentioned and spoke about the MOTB, being the charagma, you know, in which it's just funny, man. It's just it's a funny occurrence, and you know, us in the know, we know and understand that these celebrities are they're used by people in the shadows. You know, trying my best to speak on it to where if you're in the know, you will understand, but not to where a platform can necessarily gotcha. But they were speaking on from the portion of the interview that I heard. Like I said, I have not listened to it in its entirety. I When they was Cat Williams was speaking, I'm gonna get to, I'm of course get to the scriptures, of course. Cat Williams was speaking about his necklace or his pendant and how it's like something with like time travel. These people are bugged out, man. you know, One, just going to show you that these people are bugged out. You know, and two, it's more charagma talk. You know, in which, like I said, it would not surprise me in the slightest if he's a character that's in play, man. You know, because even going back to his interview with Shannon Sharp, he has spoke about going to an Illuminati function. And I'm just simply I'm speaking upon what he said. Going to an Illuminati function, you see. And this is a part of, you know, the witchcraft and deception, of Edom Esau, these celebrities and their puppets, man. The way he framed it, the way he spoke about it, you would think, oh, he went to this, this thing, this function, but he just, that was it. He just turned. Come on, man. Come on, man. You know, and even from the standpoint of, uh, and this isn't no gossip, you know, lesson or anything like that. I'm just, we're measuring the times diligently, man. And even in preparation for this lesson, that's one thing that was on my mind. I was like, man, a lot of this stuff, me personally, I really don't have a lot of interest in a lot of the things that go on in the media, but due to the nature of what we have to do as far as, reporting on it and breaking it down and, measuring the times diligently, it's a part of the job description that we have to be, abreast of what's going on, and currently, man, that go into Second Ezra, the ninth chapter. We this is a part of the job description, man. You know, but even a lot, he got a lot of credit and a lot of attention and applause for being so truth telling. But the thing about it is, honestly, a lot of that stuff we already know, or if we don't know it's with the particular individual, we know how it goes in Hollywood. And one thing too, like just thinking about like just because he's speaking on certain things, it don't mean that he's in the right. Because even with the situation that he said about him and what's the guy name Ricky Smiley, and now he had like a little beef or whatever, and he said that he made it a part of his contract in a following movie. I believe it was First Sunday, in a following movie that he would only be in the movie if Ricky Smiley dressed up in women's attire and played that female role. That's off. You see, that's off. So even if these celebrities or these people or whoever that Edom Esau and their puppets, even Shannon Sharp, man, Esau got Shannon Sharp hook, line, and sinker, man. You know, even if they have a certain subcurrent of being right, at the end of the day, if you're not fully in this thing and fully persuaded, you're wrong, man. So not to be too long winded, but they had him and Joe Rogan, which Joe Rogan, that guy's weird, man. I know in the world he may get a lot of credit and a lot of notoriety and stuff like that, but even the way that he interviewed him was like it's like weird, like it's like it's some satanic shit going on with these guys, man. You know, but they were speaking upon they had mentioned they were speaking upon Elon Musk and Neuralink, okay, in which like I said, us in the know, we already know about Neuralink. We were hip on Neuralink as soon as it hit the streets, man. We knew what time it was. And when they were speaking upon Elon Musk, in which Elon Musk is one of those figureheads that is used highly in the media, for certain things, mainly the MOTB, the Karagma implant into the skull, the skull onto the head, the forehead. If you hip, you hip. Um, Cat Williams slid in there. Oh, you're talking about the MOTB, you know, which goes to show you, man, that this gospel is out there, man. You know, these celebrities, one instance that really made the point for that really sunk it home for me when it came to celebrities, man. The whole Kendrick Lamar situation, man, when he, was supposedly awakened to being an Israelite. And like brothers and like we say, man, what the hell are you doing, man? You know, what the hell are you doing? You ain't doing shit. You ain't doing shit. You ain't even hardly even rapping no more. You know what I mean? You ain't doing shit, bro. At least as far as we know, or as far as it's seen. You want to be big and bad and all in the out front and being, controversial and all yada yada yada. Man, they had your ass out there for fucking 4 to 6 weeks and ain't seen your ass since, man. You know. But I just wanted to speak upon it real quick because even in that podcast interview, like I said, with Cat Williams and Joe Rogan, they had spoke about, and not only were they speaking about Elon Musk and the Neuralink and the MOT and the Neuralink implant, they also uh, 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 brought it out that it was the MOTB. You know, let me get a few precepts, man. 2 Corinthians 2:11. Yeah, get to a point. 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of you, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Uh, in the BBE, so that Satan may not get the better of us, for we are not without knowledge of his design. See, the MOTB being um a major, if not the most major, you know, component of Edom Esau and their NWO, man. Going to that, not only that device and that design, but also the design of also what? The system, you know, in which a lot of people, and like I said, a part of the reason why I didn't listen to the interview in its entirety was because, like, man, I didn't want to hear some of that shit, man. You know, you start talking about fucking the pyramids and aliens, and you know, and you know, they go back to where a lot of people started. A lot of people started there, man, to find um, access to the truth. You know, a lot of people were on. This go back. See, this goes back, and this is yet another sign of this is yet another sign and symbolicism. If I said that word correctly, symbolism. You making up words. Symbolism of not only how long this truth has been out, okay, but the fact that this whole thing is coming back full circle. Because if you go back to YouTube or the internet 10, 15 years ago, you know, 8, 9, 10, 12, 15 years ago, when right before this gospel was really pushed on a higher level and it was really magnified and understood, if you go back, that's what people were talking about before the truth really got the spotlight. You know, fucking alien lizard people, and you know how they visit, you know, all this weird shit, man. Fucking time travel, you know, whatever, man. Like all that weird shit, man. See, but they go back into Satan devices and Satan's designs. To what? Continue to just freaking information overload on people, in which the majority of the information and it isn't even valid. It's all most of the information is BS. You know, like even in that situation, all right, bet they brought up Elon Musk and the Neuralink, and he pretty much said, Cat Williams pretty much said, and was Joe Rogan just from what I remember just breezed over it. But Cat Williams pretty much was like, "Oh, you mean the MOTB?" You know how that nigga talk. You know, see that's a little sliver, that's a small sliver of truth. You know, and then mixed in with that small sliver of absolute truth, you have what? Fucking all manner of just lies and misinformation. You see? And that's one of the ways that Edom Esau keep people down and ignorant, you know, is through misinformation. A little bit of truth and a whole lot of garbage, you know? So if you get caught up in that, that's on you, man. You know? Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha 5 and 15, right to the point. Be not ignorant of anything in the great matter or a small. You see? And even with that, see, we're in a time, man, that we're really, for the most part, and I'm not saying this 100% absolute, I'm just saying for the most part. For the most part, our ears and our spirits should be seasoned enough to where the things that we hear, they aren't completely new. You know, they aren't completely like he had mentioned some demigod for something with a T or something. Like I said, and this is just me. Me personally, when I listen to certain things, I can only take so much garbage, man. Before I'm like, yo, whatever. I gotta just turn that shit off, man. I can only take so much, you know. But he was mentioning some uh Egyptian god, or you know, and this and that. I'm like, yo, I'm done. You know, because and even though me personally, I've never heard of that exact god or that exact book that was so called written or whatever, going back to Egypt or whatever. As they looked it up and they were going into it, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm familiar generally with what they're talking about, and that's a result of us through the Spirit not being ignorant, not being completely ignorant of what the hell is going on, man. Because like I said, damn near all this stuff that they might put a little new twist on it, or bring out an aspect of some historical, you know, um, significance, so to speak, that you may not know about. But in the grand scheme of it, it's dangerous to be ignorant of certain things, man. You know, because for people and for individuals with itching ears, they might get caught up in that. And that's one thing that I want to say too. And I hope I'm not all over the place. Hope I'm kind of making some sense. But that's one thing too that I kind of peeped in it. You know, as far as this whole Cat Williams and Joe Rogan situation, podcast interview, whatever you want to call it. I'm like, man, see this guy, he's the perfect install, so to speak, to lead people who have itching ears, man. For that person, that individual, those people who they constantly want to hear something new. It's always about something new. It's always about something new. I ain't never heard that before. I don't put you up on game on this. He's a perfect individual for that. And I'm actually closed out in this precept because what's one aspect that he even said about um himself is in his life, growing up and everything like that. He said, man, it's a topic of discussion right now. As far as how many books he read, he said, man, whatever number it was, some outlandishly high number of books that he read, as a kid and as growing up. So that's potentially dangerous, man. Well, that actually is dangerous, you know, from the aspect of if you're looking at those books as true, absolute knowledge, all that shit ain't real. All that stuff in nonfiction, autobiographies, and story of this, story of that, man. We don't fully know what happened in all these situations. And you know what they say about, not to sound like one of them Jake, but you know what they say about history, his story. Yeah, whoever wrote it could curve it however they want to curve it. There's plenty of instances of where, even if you go back to certain books that were written about Jake, you know, um, 100, 150, 200 years ago, how we were inferior, and they actually were trying to use science and measurements and data to prove the superiority of their race over our people. You know, you can't trust all that shit, man. You know, and see, he's a perfect install to persuade people of weaker, um, more ignorant, un, un, and underdeveloped spirits, because he gonna do what? He gonna be able to impart that seed in their ear to give them that itchy ear, man, to where they can never get settled upon the truth, and the truth being something as simple as what's written in the Bible, man. You know, that boom, that's simple. That's simple, man. I'm gonna finish out here. Let's see. Ecclesiastes 12:12. It says, "And further, by these my son, be admonished. Of making many books there is no end, and much study is a weariness of the flesh." You see, because for an individual who's in that spirit of constantly looking for this, constantly looking for that. Oh, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna find this. I'm gonna find that. You're never gonna be settled. You're never gonna find truth. You know, because sometimes, I say sometimes, a lot of times, truth in compartmentalized aspects, meaning like the truth of building, the truth of health, the truth of whatever, you know, mainly the truth of the spirit and spirituality. More often than not, the truth is actually, when you boil down to it, it's actually simple. You see? But it's so hard for people what's so that's a stumbling block. That's a snare. Is the fact that a lot of times it's way more simpler than what people think it is. You know, and like I said, just for an individual like that who is a bookworm who love books, you know, and love the chase of the next thought, the next idea, that philosophy spirit, man. You know, truth be told, you can't really follow a person like that, man, because they're never settled. They're always looking for this, always looking for that. You know, the foundation of what should just be basically understood is never enough, man. And that will lead to a shaky foundation, will lead to an unsure building, man. You know, it won't be a stable structure. It's the foundation's jacked up. His foundation is, and Lord knows what his fucking foundation is, but it's obviously it's not in the scriptures, because even here it is, he's so smart and in tune and intelligent and woke that he knows that the Neuralink is the MOTB, but here he is wearing the idol, right? Here he is pushing demigods and other bullshit, man. Fuck, I don't, you know. But yeah, man, I just want to speak on that a little bit, man. Um, I did, if I remember, and if I remember, I will put a timestamp in the description box uh, for that portion of the conversation. It's like I said, it was a pretty long interview. But if I remember, I will go back and do that, Lord willing. So I just wanted to speak on that a little bit, man. And hey, there's only one truth, man. It's hey, the true doctrine. You know, the apostles and elders and men of great millstone, man. Hey, that's where it's at. You know. So big lesson off here. Lord, will be edified. Once again, before I close out, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai Bashim, Shakadash. Double honors to my apostles and my elders of great millstone who lead this rule well. Love and honor my fellow Aki, push the word, true faith, and sincerity amongst the four corners. Shalom, peace and blessings to you sincere listeners and you sincere subscribers. Lord, when you've been edified, until next time, Shalom.